our table. Today we'll be making Welsh cakes. They are delicious. They're basically a muffin in a biscuit. They're very good. Here are the ingredients we need. We will need 250 grams of self-raising flour. Then we'll need 125 grams of cold cubed butter. Then we'll need 75 grams of caster sugar, which is my favourite part, and 100 grams of currants, half a teaspoon of ground allspice, and 1 large egg. Okay, let's go through the equipment you'll need. You will need a rolling pin, a large glass bowl, some weighing scale, crinkled cutters, a glass bowl, a glass cup thing, and you'll need a fork and a non-stick pan. The first, remember though, to wash your hands. Wash your hands. Okay, so the first step you do is you get your flour and you pour it into the glass bowl, like that. And then you get all your cubes of butter, pour them into the bowl, make sure there's none remaining, scrape all the bits out, like that. And then get your fingertips and you mush them together until they resemble breadcrumbs. So, after you've done that, it should look somewhat like this. See what I mean by breadcrumbs? After you do that, you get the sugar, you pour it in, like that. Oh, yes. And then you get the spice, and then you just pour it in like that, all of it. And then you get the spoon, and then you get the currants. You pour it in as well, like the other ones. Grab your wooden spoon. I know I didn't say this in the equipment, but you will need it, now that you know, and just mix it around for a couple of minutes, and then, yeah. After you've mixed all of the ingredients, it should look somewhat like this. Now, you should have 1 large egg remaining. Get this large egg, and then with your glass container, crack it on the side. After you've done that, in the crack, stick your thumb inside it, and then put both your thumbs inside, crack it open, and be very careful not to drop any shells, because no one likes to eat shells. And then after you've done the whole egg, you can get the shells and throw them in the bin. Now, with the fork we had earlier, use them to whisk your egg. And then, after that, it should look pretty nice. Just keep whisking and whisking, and yeah. So now, with this, you can pour it in to your other ingredients, like this. And then with that, you stir it until it's all mixed in. It looks pretty gross. Now the best thing to do is you use your clean hands to go like this and until you have clean and great dough. It should look like normal dough, except it will have a bunch of currants in it. Once you've done mixing the dough, it should look somewhat like this. After you've done that, if you do have beeswax, then put it like this. And if you don't have it, just get some ordinary cling film. And now, after you've done this, you shall pop it in the fridge for 20 minutes, and then you can take it back out. Now you shall set it for 20 minutes. If you are wondering what the noise in the background is, it's my smaller twin brothers. You'll see them in another video. So after you've done the 20 minutes of the resting of the Welsh cakes, you should take it off, and it should look like a bit of a darker colour, cold and damp. So then after that, you get some flour and sprinkle it on your table or whatever you've got, like a mat, so it doesn't stick. And when it's after you've done that, just passing it around a bit like that. Just like that. Good. Now, and so take your dough out and roll it to about 1/2 centimetre thick. So, don't worry if this happens, just stick it back together or roll it one piece at a time, which I will be doing. So you get this, you put it in like this, and then this is where you need your pin, and like this, and if it crumbles, then you'll just try and stick it back together. Try and make it a bit smoothly. Just like smooth like this, and it should be pretty thin, and don't worry if your Welsh cake is a bit crumbly. It's because of the delicious currants you put in it, and then you can like squish it around the corner to make it more round with your hands, just like this, and it should be about 1/2 centimetre thick. Next, choose the size of cookie cutter you want. Personally, I like the bigger one. And then place it like to the side so you get more out of it. And then you squish it down. I've done it the wrong way around. And it should squish down. Once you've done that, give it a little jiggle. And then with the pieces around it, try not to crumble it because you can use it for another one if you have enough space. Just slowly pull it away. And then with a palette knife, you lift this up, get those bits away, and then take it off with a palette knife so it doesn't break. Just lift it under and put it on your plate. After you do that, make a couple more. While they're still warm, sprinkle with a little caster sugar. A bit more. Should look a bit like snow. Yum. And after you do that, it's ready to enjoy.